7:43 in Trinidad and Tobago. A look at Arima, just in the area of central metropolitan Arima, with the main hub of business activity around Hollis Avenue towards the area of the velodrome. But as you can tell, it's not maybe as busy as you would anticipate at this hour of the morning. Maybe a lot of people have moved around. They're already at work. Hopefully, if you have to get to work for 8 o'clock, you are already there. Our next guest is here. He's already on time. And you were just hearing a bit of his offering that was released on March the 15th. It's I Choose to Live. It's the latest single from gospel artist Mekaiel. And if you're wondering how he got the name Mekaiel, it's his middle name. It's actually Anthony Gonzales from San Fernando, now based in the east along the east-west corridor. He's here with us this morning. Someone still relatively young, still quite young. He's a little boy, 25 years old, but he's been in the business for some time. Mekaiel, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. Tell us about this new release, I Choose to Live.
Well, more or less, you could say it's been 2 years since I released any original music. So, started with a producer from Antigua. His name Lejoy AP Byers, part of Audio Predators, and he said to me, forget about doing any cover music, that sort of thing. Let's do an original song. It's been a while people have heard anything original from you. So I said, no problem. And then he told me, come at this specific date, time, and if anyone knows me, once you say studio, once you say come, minister, come, do what you do, I'm coming. So I went and we sat and we started to record. He wrote the song with his wife and they arranged it, and I did my little part in terms of writing to make it my own. But yeah.
How does that work as you continue? By the way, it's the single is part of an upcoming EP.
Yes, it is.
Which is extended play for dinosaurs like myself. What is an EP? But I'm learning as we move along. Tell me about that dynamic. If somebody writes a song, has put it together already, what do you do to adjust it so that it is more of your style? What adjustments do you make?
Well, first off, you want to get into the mind of the person that wrote the song for you. So for me, it was sitting with Lejoy and being like, okay, what exactly do you envision for me, and what exactly do you envision for yourself? And then from there, I would state what I envision for myself, and then
does it ever create a conflict that maybe not a serious want to cough down one another conflict, but that that the tone of what the creator might be of the piece might be interested in, and your style and your persona, does it create any sort of conflict in that?
Yes, it does, and sometimes you can't work with the person anymore and it's not because you want to cuff them down or anything like you said. It's just that creatively and where you see me and what I know my voice to be and what people are accustomed to, we're not going to get what we're supposed to get, so we can't work with each other.
But clearly there was unison in this
Yes, there
regard.
was unison. We had a meeting, we met at Rituals also, we sat outside of the studio and we kind of just spoke and got an idea of where each other is at. And that helped everything to move smoothly, so I enjoy the process.
And as far as the single, where can people find it?
The single is available online, so it's available online and also on YouTube. So they can purchase it on iTunes, Apple Music, they can stream it on Spotify, Tidal. Everywhere you stream music, everywhere you buy music digitally, you can get it, and also on YouTube, because I know not a lot of people buy or stream, so you can get it on YouTube. You can listen to it on YouTube and keep pressing that replay button.
And as far as the EP itself, when is that going to be out?
So we plan to finish the EP August. So yes, we actually have a deadline date as to when we plan to finish the EP. We have a lot of the songs finished, so there's about 2 more songs we have to do, and then send it off to mix and master, and then from there, we should have it ready, and say October, September, push it out.
That entire process, what is the biggest challenge? The creative aspect of actually coming together with the songs and the way that you like it, or the whole mixing and the mastering and the production kind of thing? Which is the greater challenge?
Well, I would say both, I would say both. The reason why I would say both is because creatively, you sometimes meet a point where you're like, okay, I'm not sure if I could do this anymore. Whether it be vocally or whether it be writing or whether it be editing, because sometimes what you've written, when you hit the studio and you're singing it, you're like, nah, that that don't cut it, so let's rewrite something else again. So you have to do that. And then the business side of things, I love the business side of music, but it can get frustrating. So when it's time to actually handle the business side of things, yeah, that can become a bit tedious. And then, you know, dealing with cards, you know, carrying the songs to them, making sure they can say, yes, everything is clear, there's no issues. So it's a waiting process. It's everything. So yeah, both sides, business and the creative aspect, is a bit tedious.
And there's the additional dimension, which I would assume as a gospel artist is a fundamental element, the spiritual dimension.
Exactly.
Because I sometimes I wonder if that element is lost in the preoccupation with entertainment and airplay and all of the other business side elements of things. If that sometimes is pushed into the background, the whole element of the, basically you're sending a message in praise. Does that ever find itself shoved into the background?
If it does find itself being shoved into the background, it is up to me as a responsible Christian, as a responsible gospel artist, to say, hey, let's stop and let's actually refocus. Yes, I'm not perfect, and yes, I'm not trying to push a perfect image, but I do find myself having to do that a lot. Even with this song, this simple song here that's a part of the EP, I mean, when we were close to completing it, I was in my head a lot, and I was like, you know, am I really there spiritually? Am I really there mentally? Because people can feel what it is you're singing. So am I there? You know, and my producer had to sit me down. We prayed, and he said, listen, get out of your head. You know, get out of your head and actually give the people what, you know, God has given you to give them. You know, so with that, it was a refocusing again, even for this song, you know, being like, okay, let me take a step back and let me actually do what it is I know I'm called to do. Let me actually give people what God has inspired us to give them.
And therefore, what are you saying by I Choose to Live?
It's speaking to those that want to give up in the church and outside of the church. A lot of times people think that in the church, you know, people don't want to give up. But in the church, a lot of people want to give up, you know, and even outside of the church. My aim in my ministry, in me being an artist, is to reach both persons that are in and out of the church. Talk to anyone of any denomination also and tell them, hey, don't give up. Life is there for you to take advantage of it, you know, and even when it pushes back, you push back heavy. You know, and
because some might say, Mekaiel, that, you know, the greatest challenge is actually for those within the church, or whatever the environment is.
Yes.
Whether it's a mosque or a mandir or temple, whatever it is, that because you have committed yourself to a certain belief or whatever, but there's so much else that is going on around you, and you wonder, what is the point? That, so obviously by its tone, it sounds like a song of hope. Would that be correct?
A song of hope, a declarative song that you know you could use as that anchor then, or that push to say, okay, yeah, I can keep going. I can keep going.
Is that something that you maybe connect with either yourself or your peers, those of a similar age group, who might be grasping as to what direction they should be taking in life? You know, because we live in difficult economic times. We have crime. We have so many things going on. And there's an increasingly materialistic way in which we do things. Is that a bit of a reflection of the struggle and the challenges that you or those around you might face?
Yes. I mean, Lesroy is about 1 year older than me, the producer. He's 1 year older than me. His wife is a year older than me also. Persons that have actually given testimonies to me about this song are about 5 years older than me. So the demographic is around my age, go down to 17, go up to about 50, you know, and I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that, okay, the song can reach persons no matter, you know, how old they are, and yes, the target is for everyone of any age. But I mean, hearing stories from persons 50 go down, it's like, okay, yeah, everybody's actually going through this, you know, everybody's actually, you know, facing off with either their boss or their job not paying right, or you know, they just being let off of a job. You know, I know persons from the Petrotrin fiasco that actually got let go. You know, so I mean, you know, when you hear people come to you and say, yo, this song, I needed this right now. And
in that sense, I mean there must be that enormous satisfaction to know that you're able to provide people with some hope and some inspiration and that sort of thing. On the other side, let's talk the business side now. Where do you see your career headed? Where do you hope that your career can take you?
Well, we aim to push more outside. So right now, actually on Thursday, we released a song in Ghana. So that was a big step for us. We put it also in Africa, one of their top streaming services. We put it there. We're actually trying to close down some deals in the US because the US market is always still a bit tricky or trickier than other markets. So we're still trying to build upon that. But we have some heavy support from the US, and we're loving the fact that, okay, the music is getting out there. You know, I would have gone to Atlanta about a year and a half ago and made connections there also. So Atlanta is loving the song also. So
yeah. Have you actually been to like Ghana and West Africa as yet?
No, not as yet. I'm hoping I can go to the motherland and you know, say, hey, I've been there. And so I'm waiting.
Well, hopefully you'll get that opportunity to make that trip, and I'm sure it will be a pretty rewarding one for you as well. So before we close, Mekaiel, just remind everybody we're talking about I Choose to Live. The EP will be coming up in a while later on this year. Yeah. But where can they find I Choose to Live once more?
Well, guys, you can find I Choose to Live on iTunes. You can find I Choose to Live on Spotify. Everywhere music is sold digitally, you can stream it, and you can also go on YouTube right now. Type in Mekaiel, Mekaiel, I Choose to Live. Listen to the song, press that replay button, and request it on radio, all of your favorite stations.
Good to see you once again.
Thank you very much
for joining us. And as you can realize, the way he talks, Mekaiel, if you ever want him to stay quiet, tie hands. If you ever want him to stay quiet, tie hands. Because when you tie hands, he can't say nothing. Because he always that kind of vibe, as you would realize. Clearly, someone with a lot of energy. We'll take a break. We have the news coming up, and I'll be back to wrap up the show.